What's up, people? It's your boy Mike Flex. First and foremost, I would like to apologize for that background sound. I'm in the lab, aka the garage, and that's the laundry going on in the background. But what I wanted to talk to you guys quick about today was coming up. We lived in Moreno Valley, and my school at the time was in La Sierra, Riverside. So I would have to bus. Many of you guys are familiar with that. So I'd bus to take public transportation to and fro school. And when you go to a private school, like I did, you are surrounded by a different element of people. So when you take the public transportation and they're stopping by the public high schools and kids getting on, then you start to interact with, a different caliber of people and mindsets and personalities and things of that nature. Great time, great experience. But what I often noticed as a child, I had this yearning to help people. When I was coming up, I was like, I wanted to be a doctor because doctors are the best ones who help people, in my opinion, when I was a child. Then I figured out that blood was not my thing. I passed out on the side of blood, so that would not make me an effective doctor. I still had a yearning in my heart. So oftentimes when I'll be riding this bus, and I'll get to my point in a minute, I'll see homeless people, as we often do today, just laid up on the corner. And my thinking at that time was, when that homeless person dies, who's going to take his place? Because let's think about it. If poverty and homelessness and all that stuff that we are suffering with today's society, if, it was a thing where we know what the problem is, and that just some people choose to go over the barrier and they end up in that poverty zone, homelessness and living on the streets type lifestyle. But what we know is everybody's story is different. It's a case by case situation. Why did you end up here? But when that person passes, another one comes and takes his place. So we have a revolving door. We will never get out of this cycle of poverty or homelessness. I'm just keeping it on that particular issue. The guys that sleep on the sidewalks, those guys, that's what I'm talking about. Those ones who have the stroller or the carts with all their belongings inside. Those are the guys I'm talking about. When they pass, God forbid, I'm not saying that I want them to die, but when they do die, it's not like the population of those type of people is going down, homelessness. No. It keeps them growing. Somebody else takes his place. I take that same theory with everything in life. A CEO of Texaco, or a CEO of Apple stock, or Apple, or the guy who runs who's the manager at Stater Brothers, the number one draft pick of NBA. When they move on transition to a different position or to the higher level, somebody else has to take their place. This machine works like that, So, with that being said, young man, young woman, parents, you have to express this to the kids. Whose role are you going to take? Whose place are you going to take? You going to take Puff Daddy's place? Are you going to take Master P's place? Are you going to take, Tyler Perry's place? Are you going to, take Kanye West's place? And I'm throwing out these popular names because someone has to take their place. They came and took somebody else's place. We just don't do the research. We just don't have the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like that. But we got to think like that. The next best businessman idea is coming, and it's going to take over Mark Zuckerberg's greatest achievement. So that's one thing I do stress. Whose role are you going to take? Key and point. A lot of controversy. Black people trying to rise up and get this thing on the road. Organize and funnel our dollars in the right direction and get the political power that's needed to make some significant changes in the communities. I saw a clip of Muhammad Ali, the greatest fighter of all times, but what he did outside of the ring was his greatest achievement for the people. He spoke up, and it was very specific on the agenda, and never wavered, and would sacrifice his own personal gains and wealth for the people. And we need that. We need that. We need that. Today we have that in the form of a Colin Kaepernick, who, against all else, he lost his very lucrative career behind standing up for what he believed in and what we all believed in, which was injustice, police brutality, injustice on the black community, and lost his career. But he will be forever remembered for what he did outside the arena, for what he did for his people. Then we have, on the flip side, we have a lot of cats that's just going against the grain, but we're going to talk about that another time. All I can say for those type of people that's going against the grain, for moving us forward, what would Harriet Tubman do? That's all I'm going to say. What would Harriet Tubman do in this same situation where cats are going against the grain? We're trying to move forward. They want to keep us back and dumb. Bubble on that. But that's my take. So what we need to do as parents is definitely convey this information to our children. Say, hey, you need to figure out what you want to do now. Because if you don't have a plan, guess what? That spot over there is being held for you. He's keeping it nice and warm. And when he dies, you're going to take his place on the curb right there, begging for dollars. So we need to get the plan together. Not even get the plan together. We need to convey this information to the children. Obviously, our kids, our offsprings. You might not want to go to school. You might not want to go to college. But you need to do something that's going to help the community. And we always say, open a business. Yeah, open a business. No. Learn a trade. You need to learn a trade. You need to learn to do something. If you do not want to go to school, you need to learn to do something with your hands. Or with your mind. I think one of the issues with conveying this message to the youth is there's a lot of things you can do to make money and not have to work for somebody. You can do this all by yourself if you have that mindset and if you have the proper support system in place. So there's a lot of things that we can do, a lot of things that we're going to go. I really love the movement right now. The energy is beautiful. I think we're coming there as a people. Blacks from all over the world, we're rising up. They say we have a buying power of $1.4 or $1.6 trillion. We got paper. We just need to organize and stop having these people play us. All right, that's my rant for the day. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.